over, you know what to do. Click on the 10 links. Get my new book, Ask God for a Sign. For all the single ladies, if you married, pillow around on my website. I got some free information for married couples. I got a free ebook, all kind of stuff. So listen, let's talk about it. Happy to me is a state of being. And when you get married, in your mind, if you're anything like me that watch Disney movies and movies, Lifetime movies, and all the movies in the 80s, you just kind of figured that being married was just going to be the most blissful event of your life. You're going to have a humongous wedding, a million bridesmaids, and then voila, you're going to be happy. But I want to tell you that that's not necessarily how it just turns out, because happiness is a state of being. You create your own sense of happiness, and we want other people to make us happy. We come into relationships already broken, busted, and disgusted, have our own isms, own insecurities, own things that we have not worked out. The Bible says that we should work out our own soul salvation with trembling and fear. But you get into a marriage thinking that everything, just because y'all got married and had a big wedding and went on this honeymoon, that when you come back, baby, it's just gonna be a bed of roses. And that's far from the truth. That ain't how this works. You got to put the work in it in order for it to work. You got to do the maintenance on anything that God bless you with, a house, a car, children, some house, some edges. You need to do the maintenance on whatever you're blessed with. You see what I'm saying? If you go through a period of, for me, for example, losing the weight, having a weight loss surgery, that was not just the ultimate thing. It was just a tool to help me get to a goal that I ain't even accomplished just yet. Hallelujah. But when you get married, you got to put in the work to do the maintenance to make sure that this picture that you painted in your mind since you was in the 3rd grade is actually the picture that you get. And you got to have a willing participant. Can I get an amen? Ain't nothing more frustrating than you marrying somebody and then 3 weeks later they change. Baby, listen to me. I'm telling you something good. If you don't listen to nothing I tell you, I don't know what happened to men's chemical balance when they get married. I don't know. I don't understand. But sometimes they just shift into these weird people that we didn't marry. I mean, that we wasn't dating. You start doing and expecting stuff that your grandma and them used to do on the slave plantation or something. I don't know. Maybe that was their picture of marriage. But I think we need to start having conversations. And if I'm already married to you and I see some craziness going on, I should have the liberty and the freedom to come to you and say, babe, we need to talk about this, because this ain't the picture. This ain't my picture. This ain't what I was looking in the Ebony magazine. This is not what I was looking in when I was a little girl, looking at Cosmo and all these other This is not what I envisioned this supposed to be. This isn't the picture. Now, both of us in the picture, you done painted the picture, I'm painting the picture, and this just is not reality. So we need to come back to the table and touch and agree and see where we can work things a little better. Because sometimes you just got to work things a little better. I ain't telling nobody to divorce their spouse. I ain't trying to tell nobody to go try to get you nothing going or started with your spouse. But reality is, sometimes we got to go back to the home front and just kind of like revisit it. Why did we even get married? Do you still like me? We need to add new positions into this? Like, in order for us to be happily married, we got to have tough conversations. Is all I'm saying to you. You have to have tough conversations. I've been married to you for 30 years. I'm tired of you just wanting to hit it from the bike and that's it. I mean, I'm just, let's be real. I'm tired of you just wanting to do it this way. I'm tired of you just wanting to do it this way. I'm tired of always being the person in the marriage that has to sacrifice so much and get so little. You sacrificing for this, you sacrifice for your children, you sacrifice for your job. And I'm always talking from a wife's point of view because I'm a wife. We sacrifice a lot. We just do. And then it seems like we get nothing in return. Have you ever just felt like you bored? And I ain't talking about, no, I'm just saying you married, but you bored. Like, I'm just bored. Like, this is like, blah. I feel like blah with this. Like, ain't nothing juicy going on. I can't talk to you. I can't, we can't get nothing going. We can't fix nothing. It's like you just stuck in a block. We got to pray and ask the Lord. Just like when you get saved and you be so on fire for the Lord. Just so fire. I mean, you just so fire. You evangelizing everywhere. When you first get married, you just be so in love. And they call it the honeymoon phase. Let's go back to the honeymoon phase. It is attainable. Listen, from being an adulterous hooker, the honeymoon phase is attainable. You will get in a new relationship. You'll start having an affair, or you'll start getting a new friendship with somebody, and you go through a honeymoon phase with them. You start doing all this stuff that you really can do to your wife. The nasty conversations that you having, the nasty texts, the good morning sunshines, the meet me behind the stove. All that stuff can be obtained with your wife if you put forth the effort. Hello? We still freaking the sheep, but you ain't putting forth no effort. You'll go over in somebody else's apartment or somebody else's hotel room and want to do freak me, baby, but you just want me to just hitch my leg up and boom, we done. But you wanna kiss somebody else from the head to their toe. See, wives still deserve that type of foolishness too. That's all I'm saying. We need that kind of stuff still too. You'll do all of this. Go buy the person flowers, gifts, surprises, candy, all this stuff that you can really do to your wife. Only thing it takes is us sitting down having a hard conversation so we can understand what got us to this point. What was the blue mouth? Where did I go wrong? Where did you go wrong? Be open to getting some constructive criticism so we can get back on point, because I'm like this. I'm not finna divorce you. I'm not finna give nobody else the pleasure of thinking that she don't know. I'm not doing it. I done been divorced 3 times. That's 3 curses that I'm over here trying to break. I'm not getting divorced no more. And I'm not talking about my marriage in particular. I'm just talking about what I'm talking about. Because there is a crowd. There are so many women married, unhappy, sad, bored, lonely. And they got all this stuff going on. And needless to say, you in the bathroom texting somebody when you could be having a conversation with your spouse. It's all I'm saying. Let's go back to our first love. Why did you marry me? What has changed? Other than our age, what has changed? What can I work on? Let me tell you what I need you to work on. And then I need you to be willing to do what I'm telling you. Ain't nothing more frustrating than somebody sitting out talking to you for 8 hours about, woe is me, this is this, that it is, da-da-da, blah, 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 blah. And then you for 2 whole days, you trying to hold up the bloodstained banner and do what that person said do. And on the 3rd day, you just like, man, boom, this I'm finna go back and call Charlene. We can make our marriages great again. We can sit down at the table, have a conversation, see what's wrong. Where did we go wrong? So that we can get back on the right track so that we can go right. Hello? That's all you got to do. But us ignoring the elephant in the room. I'm not happy. This is boring. You're lame. I'm feeling lame because you're lame. And I'm tired of doing the same thing. I'm tired of you not putting effort into licking me up and down. But you can go lick somebody else up and down. Like, I'm just talking for, I'm not mean. I'm just saying, women, wives, we tired of the same boring, mundane thing. Like, text me and say, meet me at the park. And behind the trash can or something. You're doing it with somebody else. So, the energy that you're putting into other people, put that into your wife. We deserve more than what you're giving us, is all I'm saying. Everybody have their own picture of marriage. When you say I do, you do. You do. And nobody marriage is perfect. We all go through stuff. But we should still be growing in this. Why are we still on level 1? Have you ever played Super Mario Brothers when you was little? And you couldn't get past level 3. And you just be feeling so frustrated inside. Can't wait to get home after school so that you can play the game again because you're determined to go to level 4. Some of us are determined to go to level 4, level 5, level 6, level 7, and level 8 in our marriages. But we got this blockhead, stubborn, uncircumcised Philistine of a spouse that don't want to change and don't want to grow. Just because you don't want to change and you don't want to grow, don't try to stop the other person from growing. Don't ever get to the place where you don't think nobody can tell you nothing about nothing. Somebody can tell you something. You have not reached the pinnacle of happiness. None of us have. We're just trying to get to another level. But we need you. When it's 2 players, you know you had the game on 2 players. This is a 2-player game. We need both players to have their joysticks and be maneuvering through this thing called marriage. The same effort that I'm taking into listening to podcasts, reading books about marriage. Maybe that's not your thing. Maybe you're talking to an older person, or maybe I don't know what you're doing, but mechanics got to go to school. I feel like husbands need to go to school too. You need to be reschooled on your wife because things have changed. As I'm closing, everybody want to be happily married. Everybody want to be happily married. Okay? We want to be happily married. And we do understand that you have to put in the elbow grease in order for that to happen. So, with that being said, let's be courageous. Let's have those hard conversations again. Let's rebuild on a broken foundation because you ain't going nowhere. You and me, us never part, dot. Go sit your ascot down because you're not going nowhere. But what we're going to do is let's straighten it out. Let's straighten this stuff out so that we just won't be looking good in a picture. That this is our reality. You understand what I'm saying? I want this to be your reality. And yes, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard. But it's obtainable. Two better than one. You and me, us never parting. You ain't going nowhere, ain't going nowhere. So let's work it out so we can be happy. As I close, please click on one of those 10 links. I got my free ebook on there. My website too. Marriage Matters. You can go on there and download it for free. Or you got a single friend that's trying to be married. Honey, listen, tell her to buy my book, Ask God for a Sign. It is the bomb. Also, at Kingdom Ambassadors, we will be starting the marriage ministry. Me and my husband will be over the marriage ministry. And if you would like to be involved with anything that we got going on, inbox me. And I will send you a link so that when we do marriage stuff and you and your spouse want to show up or you just want the content, I'll be able to send you the content as well. Okay? So inbox me and I'll get you that information. It'll be with the Remind app. I'll send it to you, but it'll be just for married people. And I love y'all. And I just pray that you have a beautiful day. And remember that your marriage is worth fighting for. Don't let no dusty, broke down, water bike, funky booty girl steal your husband. And husbands, don't let Mr. Jangling steal your wife. Fight for what you love. You love each other. Go back and find out what made you fall in love. Have the hard conversations. It was told to me once before that I love you, but I ain't in love with you. Okay, that's cool too. You still ain't going nowhere, so you can go sit your I love you, but I ain't in love with you asparagus down because you ain't going nowhere. And we'll figure it out in the wash. You see what I'm saying? You're not going nowhere. So let's work on making the pictures that we take actually be the reality that we live. I love y'all, and y'all have a super fantastic day.